Kids in the Bible. The king who was hungry for wisdom. When he was old, King David gave his throne to his young son, Solomon. This was strange because Solomon had older brothers, who probably seemed more kingly, but David knew the Lord loves to do his big work through smallish people. Solomon wasn't technically a kid, but he felt like a kid. Sometimes grown-ups feel like little kids on the inside. It must have been scary for Solomon to think about leading a whole kingdom. Besides running God's kingdom, Solomon was given a super important job: to build a special temple that would be considered the Lord's house forever. Before King David died, he told the whole kingdom about the plan, saying, "God has chosen my son Solomon to lead, though he is young and inexperienced." Solomon might have thought, "Wow, thanks, Dad, for reminding everyone that I'm totally not prepared for this job." How was this brand new, barely a grown-up king going to do the big job of leading God's people and building God's house? He probably felt like a kindergartner who'd been accidentally elected president. One night, God talked to young Solomon in a dream and asked him, "What do you want me to give you?" Solomon could have asked for money, a long life, fame, unlimited cheeseburgers, anything, but he didn't. He said, "Lord, you have made me king, but I am so young. I don't know what I'm doing. Will you give me wisdom? Your wisdom will help me see the difference between good and bad, so that I can lead your people well." God was so happy to hear this. Parents love it when their children are hungry for wisdom. Wisdom means living our lives in a way that lines up with God's ideas. To be wise, a person needs to know God's ideas and understand how to act on them. With joy, God said to Solomon, "Because you asked for wisdom, I will give you more wisdom than anyone else has ever had in the world. You'll be drenched in it, and even better, I will also give you the things you didn't ask for, like money and fame." No word on the cheeseburgers. God added, "If you keep following me like a child follows a parent, I will make sure you live a long time." Solomon was just a kid, but he was part of God's special plan to bless the whole world. Under Solomon's wise leadership, God's people enjoyed life more than ever, and God's house was like a bit of heaven on earth. People far away heard about Solomon's wisdom and said, "Wow, Solomon's God is amazing." Sadly, as Solomon grew older and more experienced, his heart began to turn away from the Lord. He surrounded himself with women who followed fake gods. Solomon forgot about the true God and followed the fake gods instead. Even though God gave him the ability to see the difference between good and bad, had Solomon decided that God wasn't good? Even though God's ideas make everything better, had Solomon decided that God's ideas were keeping him from good things? Even though Solomon once had childlike faith, had he chosen grown-up greed instead? It seemed like it. Because of Solomon's rebellion, God removed his protection. When Solomon died and his son took the throne, God allowed the kingdom to be chopped in half. Things would never be the same again. Would there ever be a king who would follow the Lord no matter what? Yes, King Jesus would follow God no matter what. Dear God, as I grow, help me to always follow you like a little child. Help me to be hungry for your wisdom. Amen.